Good morning, students. So, last class I explained from the solve exercises question number 4, question number 5, and question number 11. Okay, so today I'll be explaining the next solve exercise, that is question number 12. Okay, now as per the question, okay, the program that is written, it does not match actually. If you read the question properly, okay, but however as it is given, so we have to write down like that only. So I'll be explaining in terms of this only. Okay, so you will see that lots of the programs in this chapter, okay, has like printing mistakes, okay, printing mistakes, typing mistakes, like that. So wrong programs are also written. Okay, so you have to understand. Okay, so you can make your own corrections like that. Now if you see the question, okay, declare a class to represent bank account of 10 customers with the following data members. So to represent bank account, so we have to declare a class for a bank account for 10 customers with the following data members. And the following data members, that is, the data members are the name of the depositors, that means the customer name, then the account number, the type of account, okay, so the customer account number, the type of account, whether it is S for saving and C for current, okay, and then the balance amount. Okay, the class also contains member functions to do the following. So to initialize the data members, okay, so to initialize the data members means to assign the values to the data members, that means inputting the data. Okay, the second one is to deposit money. Okay, so for that reason, we have the balance amount, we have the saving, and then the current. Okay, what do we do with the bank? Deposit, withdraw, right? So next step is to withdraw money after checking the balance. So after checking the balance, we have to withdraw the money. So minimum balance should be 1000. Okay, then to display the data members, so you have to finally you have to display what values has been entered. So as per this program, okay, as per this, there are some details that are missing in this in this program that has been written. Okay, like in the first case, to represent bank account of 10 customers, right? 10 customers. So in that case, we have to create an array of objects. Okay, if you remember the array of class objects, right? So we have to declare the object as an array. So to accommodate 10 customer details, or to create 10 customers, that is, uh, in here actually, in here, okay, while the object is being declared here, the object has to be declared as an array, like account, this is the class name, ACC, that is the object name, okay, and within the bracket, within the square bracket, 10 should be written. Okay, or an integer uh, name should be written, so that that should be declared as a global variable. Okay, so it can be done in that way. So in that case, what will happen is that if we have to initialize this uh, data members, okay, that means enter the details of 10 customers. So this object, when it calls this initialize function, okay, that means initialize function means enter the data values for 10 customers. Okay, so it should be within the for loop, it should be within the for loop, and the loop should continue 10 times. Okay, that way we can assign the values to 10 customers, right? So now one thing again, that the program, as per the question, it creates a problem is regarding the withdrawal, right? So does it mean that the withdrawal for the all the customers has to be done 10 times, for only for one person, particular person. So no, it does not specify that much, right? However, yes. Uh, so let's see. Okay, first in the first case, okay, so just ignore this part 10 customers. Okay, so declare a class to represent bank account, so that for that purpose the class name is being declared as account. Okay, the class name is being given as account, that is user defined data type. Okay, with the following data members. So these are the data members. So these are the data members, that means the variables. The variable names, name of the depositors. Okay, name of the depositors. So based on that name of the depositors, we have character name. The size has been assigned as 25. Okay, so name is of character type, and then next is account number. Okay, account number, again, that is also here, int account number. Okay, now in case of a bank account number, usually it can be used as, we can use long int. Okay, since the account number is in terms of large integer values, right? So we could use long int. However, in this particular program, it has been written int, the integer type account number. Okay, the next one is type of accounts, savings and C for current, right? So under that we have this type. Okay, so it also comes under character type, character data type. So because S or C, right, it comes under character type. Okay, so next again we have balance, right? So that's why we have float balance declared. Okay, so after that we have the class contains member functions to do the following: initialize data members, okay, to deposit money. So for that we have the member functions void init. Okay, or if you are not comfortable with this, you can also write void input data, like that. Okay, and then void deposit. Okay, void display show, that is to display. Okay, now in here in this particular see, so you see that the class name is account. Okay, and then here these two data members, name and type, has been declared as by default it has been declared as private data members. However, the balance and account number has been declared as public. So as per this program, it is not necessary that, okay, this should be declared as public and this should be declared as private. These two data members could also be as well suit under the private data members. Okay, so however, just for the students understanding, it has been shown that these two data members are as is declared under the public access specifier along with this public member functions. Okay, now if we come to the withdrawal, okay, withdrawal member function, it has a function body. It has a function body. So if you see here, uh, to withdraw money after checking the balance, to withdraw money after checking the balance, minimum balance is 1000. Okay, so user can withdraw the money only if uh, user can withdraw the money provided, okay, the minimum balance is 1000. Okay, the minimum balance stays as 1000. So how is it maintained? So that means initially the balance variable must be assigned an initial value. Okay, and that is done by the constructor. Okay, so here you have a default constructor. So this is a constructor, right? Because it has the same name as uh, the class name. So this is your default constructor. So this is your default constructor which has been defined within the class. Okay, if in the programs, in the textbook programs, we have seen that the default constructor, the parameterized constructors has been declared, right? So you can either declare it within the class or you can also define it out inside the class. And if you declare it inside the class, that means the parameterized or the default constructor must be defined outside of the class using the scope resolution operator. Okay, So in this case, you have your default constructor uh, defined, and in here the balance has been by default has been assigned as 0. Like said, by default integer type or uh, floating type will be assigned the value 0. In the case of a character or string, it will be assigned a null string value, right? Okay, so again we have a destructor. Okay, now here you have defined the constructor and the destructor. Even if it is not defined within the class, okay, or even if it is not declared within the class, okay, by default the constructor will be invoked automatically and the destructor also will be invoked automatically. It will be called automatically. Okay, in the case of constructor, when the object gets declared. In the case of destructor, when the object goes out of the scope, the destructor will be called. Okay, so the destructor is same as the constructor name, only thing is that it is preceded by a tilde. Okay, and yes, they don't have any return type, not even void. Okay, so the purpose of the destructor is just to destroy the object, so it does not have any body defined. Okay, now if you see in the main function, okay, the class declares the object. Okay, now as per in the textbook, it has 10 customers. It has to declare 10 customers, but here it's not mentioned. Okay, so once the object gets declared, what happens? The constructor gets invoked. Okay, the constructor gets called, and then the balance has been assigned the value 0. Okay, the balance has been assigned the value 0. So the purpose of the constructor is to ensure that the object gets initialized. Okay, the object data members. Now, so since balance has been assigned the value 0, okay, then after that, next step is using the object. Okay, it accesses the member functions. So the object access the member functions in it to initialize the data members. Now that means to assign the values to data members. So using the scope resolution operator, okay, that member function gets called. So here cout enter the name, gets name. Okay, gets function is used. Okay, then cout your account type, saving or current. Okay, so we enter one value at a time. In the first case the name, in the second case now uh, account type, saving or current. So under the type variable we store either S or C. Okay, now according to the textbook, again we have as per the cout statement, we have account number also, right? So in this case it's also missing here. So here cout done your account number is, right? So that we have to enter using, suppose like in using the C input stream. Suppose C inputs C in, okay, and using the here it should be written ACCNO, account number. Okay, after that, okay, balance get assigned the minimum value 1000. Okay, so balance is assigned the minimum value 1000 because here we are initializing the data members of the object, right? So 1000 is assigned to the variable balance, so that value gets stored instead of 0 now. Okay, so 0 was the default value. Okay, so now as per the bank condition, 1000 is the minimum bank balance, right? So that's why that 1000 gets assigned to the variable balance. Okay, so next is after that, yes, another function call is missing here. Okay, that is this deposit. Okay, so deposit, that is, so here also it should be acc dot deposit. Okay, so when that member function gets called, this uh, function call function gets invoked. Okay, and this function definition function body gets executed. So that would be the second. Okay, right after initializing, depositing the values. Okay, so here you can see that a variable has been declared, that is temp. Okay, temp. So that values is used to enter the amount. Okay, your deposit amount. So You can also, if you're not familiar with the temp, you can also write num. Okay, so see out, enter the amount to be deposited, so that amount will be deposited. So suppose, so you have minimum balance 1000, right? And then suppose like you have deposited 1000 from here, so that 1000 will be stored under this temp variable. And then after that, once you deposit that value, you have balance minimum, you have the minimum balance has 1000, right? Minimum balance is 1000. So here uh, here you are depositing again 1000, right? So that means balance equals to balance plus temp. So which means what? Balance equals to balance plus temp. So that means 1000 plus 1000, that is 2000. So you have 2000 in your balance account. Okay, so now after that, next step is to withdraw. Okay, so the object calls the this withdrawal member function. So this function gets called and executes. Now here also the same variable is used, that is temp. Okay, but keep in mind that this is a local variable, this is a local variable. Okay, the scope of this variable is limited only to this function body, and the scope of this variable is also limited to this function body. So in no way does these two affects. Okay, so now enter the amount to be withdrawn. So suppose here you might enter the value 500, here you entered 1000, right? So here is 500, so it won't matter. Even if you enter here 1000, okay, it does not clash with this. So if suppose you entered here 500, so now the condition is that you need minimum balance 1000, right? So based on that, the logic is, if balance minus temp, that means what is the balance? 2000 minus 500. Okay, so 2000 minus 500, that becomes 1500, is less than 1000, right? But it is not less than 1000, right? 1500 is more than 1000. So in that case, this cout statement, sorry you cannot withdraw the money, will not be executed. In that case, it will go to the else part. It will go to the else part, and balance equals to balance minus temp. Okay, so what happens is that the balance get reduced. So balance equal to 2000 minus 500, so that becomes 1500. So that 1500 is the new value that is stored in the balance variable. Okay, so in the case, if suppose you have entered the amount to be withdrawn, you have entered 1000. Okay, so now in that case, if balance, that is what you have, 2000, 2000 minus 1000, so you have 1000 exactly, right? 1000 is less than 1000. Okay, so in that case, 1000 is not less than 1000, right? Okay, so in that case, what will happen? You can withdraw. Okay, and in case only it, you cannot this cout statement will come out only when you have the amount balance, okay, less than 1000. So suppose you have 900. Okay, in that case, what will happen is that this sorry you cannot withdraw message will be printed out. Okay, and the else part will not be printed out. So after that, the last step is to display. Okay, so the object calls this member function show. Okay, then simple cout statement will be displayed: name, account number, account type, current balance. Okay, so it will display the balance. Okay, then once the scope of the object is done, okay, before the main function terminates the program, okay, after this the main function will terminate, right? Before the main function terminates the program, the destructor is called. Okay, the destructor gets called to uh, to to destroy the object. Okay, so it will destroy the memory space that was occupied by the objects that are members. Okay, so all of these data members will be vacated. Okay, after that it will finally destroy the object, and then after that the program will terminate. Okay, now this is related to a real world problem, right? So if according to this you can enter you can create for 10 customers, then you can uh, enter the data for the 10 customers, then you can check create savings or current account. Okay, you can deposit, you can withdraw. However, okay, this program is not feasible. Okay, because there are lots of mistakes in this program, and the logic itself is not feasible. Okay, but however, keep in mind that this is just a simple program to show the students, okay, that how it is done. Okay, so in real life, okay, so like in terms of suppose like account number, right? Account number cannot be simply entered like that. Okay, in terms of say like the balance cannot be simply checked like that. Okay, so yet for practically it cannot be implemented this way, but for like students understanding, okay, this is an easier way to show. Okay, keep in mind that, okay, as per the question, the program is not correct. However, okay, just for understanding, okay, go through this program. Okay, type this program and check the output. Okay, so if you have any doubt on that, okay, you can further ask me the questions. Okay, so that will be for today.